Guys, gals, everything in between, welcome to the coronavirus live stream second edition. I've done this once before. This is my second time doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, also welcome. Let me fix the resolution on my desktop so I can show you the picture quality a lot better than it is. And then we'll get started. Just give me one quick sec. In the meantime, let me know where you're all from. If you can hear me okay, if there's any echo or anything, do let me know. Hopefully there isn't one. And also let me know if you guys can see and hear everything quite clearly. So welcome everybody, as I said, to the live chat. If you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Of course, you don't have to right now, but as we go along. If you want to give it a thumbs down, that's your opinion. You can do that as well. So yeah, I mean, the last couple of days have been pretty hectic. I've been posting videos, maybe 10 to 12 of them a day, showing you the inside look from what's happening in China. If you guys... There's been a couple people who have been messaging me and saying, oh, are these videos real? I don't believe it, or, anything to do with that. All I can tell you is that you guys don't have to believe it, or it's your opinion. You know what I mean? I have no reason to show you fake information. You guys are more than welcome to stay with the mainstream media and let them tell you what's happening in the world or what's happening with this coronavirus. That's entirely up to you to believe who you want to believe. At the end of the day, you guys have to make your own judgments, and all I can do is show you from the inside what's going on. Mainstream media is only showing you from the outside, and even that is very, very little. The story about the the husband and wife that came back from China to Toronto. They're showing on the news, what they're showing is they tell you that, yeah, it's presumptive, this and that. And then they say, let's have a live look outside the hospital here in Toronto. Okay, what's that going to do? They're showing where they're located, like they're showing you the building from the outside of the hospital here in Toronto. Whereas I'm showing you what's happening inside the hospitals in China. So there's a big difference. But again, you don't have to believe it if you guys don't want to. That's entirely up to you. I'm only going to produce, what I know, what's being said, what's being shown, and what's not being shown. That's what I'm here for. So let me know, guys, where you're all from. Let's chat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat, and I'll give you whatever answers I can give you, and let's help each other out. Stay safe. Hopefully your country or city has not been infected yet. If it has, have you heard any stories about it? Whereabouts are you? Is it States, Canada, Asia, Europe? You're hearing more and more stories every day that it's happening, different countries. It's popping up in different countries daily now. But yeah, so where's everybody from? Let's talk about it. All right, so we've already begun. I got a lot of people already joining in. Hello from Italy was the first one. Sue Lolo, hey, I saw you on the first stream. Welcome back, and I appreciate you following and coming back once again. Data Junkie, how's it going, my friend? You were also here the first time. What time is it in Canada now? Sue Lolo's asking. Right now it is 3:34 p.m. in the afternoon. Sword of the Spirit, audio, video good. Thanks a lot for letting me know. 7.7 earthquake in Cuba. Yeah, what I was thinking was that just happened about an hour ago. So if you guys want, I could also do live stream about other topics like breaking news. I was thinking about doing that. The only problem is, there's not enough time in the day. So right now I'm covering the coronavirus, but I could definitely start producing more videos about breaking news. If you guys do have an interest in that, definitely let me know, and I can start doing that as well. As I said, we're here for each other and help each other out and stay informed, stay educated. That's what it's all about. Quake 97, Mavakaga means que devo andare a cac. Quake 97, how did you know that? Are you from northern Italy by chance? Tracy Littman, hello, how's it going today? How are you? Data Junkie, we're still collecting data on a new event. More info the better. We'll sort it out soon enough. Just my humble opinion. Heeb, hey, I showed up. Welcome, Heeb, to the channel. Welcome to the stream. And I'm glad to have you here. Data Junkie saying afternoon to Tracy Littman. Welcome, Heeb. Tracy's from New York. Tammy from Canada. Whereabouts in Canada are you, Tammy? Toronto right now is having the main story in Canada. Joy Queen, thank you for any info. That's what we're here for. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, do shoot them along in the chat box. Fanny, good afternoon. Oklahoma here. Welcome, Fanny. Oh, that's funny. This message is held for review. Data Junkie. You know what it is? It says Virginia. Maybe too close to another sounding thing that they have to kind of like hide. But anyways, welcome. Hey, Fanny. Florida is Joy Queen from Florida. Fanny saying, hi, Data. Colin Smith, New Zealand, watching and sending love. Colin, all the best to you, my friend, as well. Make sure you keep your family safe. Heeb, I am from Slovenia, a small nation east of Italy. Yeah, I know where Slovenia is. Jose Eduardo Mendez Ortiz, Mexico here. Great to have you, Jose. Sword of the Spirit, saw a video of mosquitoes gathering around clinics and enduring cold temperatures. Is that true? That one I have not seen. Where did you see it? Usually, if you can, let me know the source of where you've seen these videos. I can more or less verify if they're real or not. As I was saying, there are a lot of fake videos. I'm trying to post only the newest and the most verified videos I have. And again, if anybody does have any concerns or questions as to, are they real, are they fake, I can only post what I have and what I believe 99.9% is real. I have no reason to post anything fake. Whereas a lot of people on YouTube are posting, videos from like 2 or 3 years ago, people getting into a fight in a supermarket or something like that. So I try to avoid that as much as I can. Sulolo, this is scary. From the news recently heard. Really hope all the countries cooperate together to fight for the corona. Definitely, it's spreading worldwide at an enormous clip. Hopefully, we can beat this thing. Heap saying, where do you get all these videos from? Okay, well, most of the videos I do get from people inside China. And speaking of which, I did get an email today, which I don't want to say too much about, but there was a video I posted, I don't know, it was 4 or 5 days ago, about a girl who was held in confinement by the Chinese government, and she was saying a few things, and then I got an email this morning from a person speaking to me in Chinese, or texting, emailing me in Chinese, saying, oh, where did you get this video from? Do you know this person? Etc., etc. An email came from like a Proton Mail account, which I know is not, a real account. But anyways, those kind of things, you got to be careful, because you don't know who you're replying back to. So I'm not going to reply to those kind of things. Just like I don't feel safe telling you guys, like, no offense, but I don't really want to say where I'm getting my videos from, and I hope you guys do understand why. Just for safety precautions. And not only that, I want to make sure that these videos last and people aren't catching on and taking them down, because I believe the world really needs to know what's happening from the inside as opposed from the outside. Data Junkie, hey Mavaka, thanks for sharing your research and live streaming with us. Once again, Data Junkie, I appreciate that, and doing the best I can with whatever limited resources I have. But the more we stick together, the more information we can get, and the safer we can all get. Tammy says, I really believe there is more in Canada than they are saying. Tammy, I believe there's more all over the world than they are saying. I don't know if it's because they don't want to promote fear in people or whatever, but this is really, really limited news that they're giving us, which is really a shame. Heeb, do you guys own masks yet? Where we're from here, I've checked 4 or 5 different places. They were all sold out. And lately I've also heard that the N95 mask doesn't even work as it should. So there's so many conflicting reports even about masks, but we'll do some research on that later. We'll go over some websites and see what we can find. Tammy says Windsor. Oh, Windsor, yeah, from Timmins. I was watching this show called The Unexplained. I don't know if you heard of it, Tammy, but they were showing that there's some kind of like I don't know, there's ringing in the ears or something that are happening to a lot of residents in Windsor, and they're saying it has to do with like across the border maybe, or in the river there. Do you know anything about that? I heard that people wake up at like 3, 4 in the morning and they have a massive headache. I don't know if that's true or not, but there've been a lot of people complaining about that. Do you know the story or anything behind that? Data junkie, no heeb. I ordered some predominantly from my sister who works fast food, but I don't know if they have shipped yet. Where did you order them from, Data? He says, I feel like if any outbreak happens here, the mask will run out within a day. Yeah, like I said, they've been running out like crazy. Good fishing in Timmins, says Sort of the Spirit. I'll look. Data Junkie Heeb, they're running out here in the States, online as well as people checking their local stores. And also, I was mentioning on the other live stream that the price of masks have went up 10 times as well. Heeb says, Data Junkie, yeah, I heard about that, which is why I'm worried. I am thinking about buying a proper mask within this week. Good idea, if you can find them. But again, we don't even know which ones are really effective currently. Fahad, welcome to the channel. He says the UK is pretty relaxed. And yeah, the people dealing with this virus are like that dumb older uncle that does not understand how to turn off the TV. Pavel says this is the video of mosquitoes. Yeah, you won't be able to post a link, Pavel. Is it on YouTube? Tammy says yes, good fishing. Data Junkie, N95 mask they are saying is best. Yeah, that's what I heard a few days ago. The N95 was the best. Last night I heard that they're not as effective as they're supposed to be. But then again, who really knows, right? Heeb says, isn't Proton Mail Darknet? I wouldn't be surprised. Pavel says, check out Harry Chen PhD Twitter. All right, I'll do that later on, no problem. Data Junkie, that's what our physicians say in the States. Pavel P, 22 hours ago, the mosquito video. Sue Lolo says, N95 maybe not good enough for now. Someone said N99 plus. Let's quickly check that out. N95. N95 plus, right? All right, let's see. Wow, look at the price of that one. Is that it here? 82.10. No, oh yeah, it is. It's that one here. Looks like a 20 pack. It said 20 pack on here. Yeah, 20 pack for $69.95 plus shipping, American. In stock. Prices for a box of 20 respirators. Well, maybe that is a better one. Again, I don't know. I haven't really followed up on the newer one. I was more concerned with the N95, but who knows? Okay. Tammy says, I think it has to do with money. Sort of the Spirit. Viticus Rising YouTube channel has mosquito video. Okay, I'll definitely check that out later on. Heeb says, Canada has a lot of Chinese tourists, including those from Wuhan. A lot of exchange students as well. The majority of Chinese are in Vancouver and Toronto. So I haven't heard much about Vancouver. I have heard that, well, of course, that Toronto has the husband and wife that just came back over the weekend. Data Junkie says, I think N95 blocks the water droplets the virus would be when airborne, but a dry virus like 300 millimeters, I think. I don't know if there is one that size. Not my field, though. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not really up to date on masks. Tammy Buzzing, really don't know. Sword of the Spirit, called more footage from China. Fahad says, I cannot put links here. Please Google search 3M multimedia respirator against PM 2.5. All right, let's check it out. Multimedia Multimedia. Respirator against. Should come up by now, but it's respirator against PM 2.5. That's a PDF. Let me go to another one here. But are these the ones that are for sale, or I don't know if you can actually buy them from these websites, or if they just give you the information about it. But they're all the 3M brand, so it's something you'd have to look at as far as your local pharmacy or hardware store, or even I've heard people say paint stores. They might have that as well. Okay, Sue Lolo says, by the way, I heard more than 200 soldiers were sick. They live somewhere close to Wuhan. One of the captain was sick first because they all live like in a camp. Now they're all sick. Yeah, the problem with that is, once one gets it, it could spread very quickly, even within 2 weeks. Even if they don't have it today, they have it tomorrow. That other person will get it, and then it spreads so on, goes from 1 to 2 to 4, and just grows and grows and grows. This is the problem. Okay. Sword of the Spirit says Viticus Rising YouTube channel. Yeah, we'll check that out. Quake, you are absolutely right, and that's what it is. So good on you, mate. Fahad says, and it is a 3M multimedia link. Data Junkie says Amazon and Industrial Supply. The Amazon one, though, now is out of stock, so I doubt they'll fulfill my order. And also you have to make sure you find out where the original seller was from. Hopefully not China, because you wouldn't want those anyways. Sort of Spirit Mosquito Video, Data Junkie. That's why I checked Industrial Supply. Sue Lolo, oh my God, I am a little bit overreacting for this coronavirus maybe. I wash my hands so many times. Sue Lolo, if you could live in the shower, you should do that, because there's never enough times that you can wash your hands. It's unlimited. Tammy says, I've watched video that gas mask works good. There was the one video I seen. I didn't post it, or I don't remember if I posted it, of a guy in China actually wearing the gas mask. And he was the only one that was wearing it, and he seemed to be the only one that was fully prepared for this. Colin says, size of virus is less than mask filter size, I heard. Fahad, top cheap masks are 3M 9322 SP and the 3M 9332 plus SP. SP equals triple bandfold. If the N95 are mostly sold out, then just get a FFP 2/3. Fahad, you seem to be knowledgeable on this. You've done your homework. Good job. Sword of the Spirit says transferable by touch. Sue Lolo says, but some bad buses, man, they sold expired masks with a high price. Yeah, a lot of counterfeiting going on. People trying to make a buck, they'll do it any which way, even if it's at the expense of hurting other people. That, unfortunately, is reality in 2020. Fahad says, yep, the 8210 is in low supply, and best second choices as follows: 8511 and 95. Sulolo, bad businessman, I mean. Yeah, awful businessman. No, I wouldn't call it businessman. I'd say a con man or criminal. Sword of the Spirit says, thank you for your efforts. Stay safe, sir. Sword of the Spirit, I appreciate your comments. And as I said, I do this to help out as much as I can from whatever I know, which isn't much, but if we all band together, knowledge is king, and safety is the number one concern for all of us here. Sulolo, wait, even in China, lots of factories making fake N95, and they're giving them out for free too. So it's not like it's helping anybody. Or so they say they're giving out for free. Who knows what to believe when it's coming out of, China's mouth. Data Junkie, thank you, Fahad. The 8511 is what I've ordered. We'll see if they ever show up now. Data Junkie, let us know if they do show up and if they're any good, all right? When you get them. Sue Lolo, pray for the doctors and nurses and local people. I pray for anybody other than the Chinese government, because those are the true warriors, the true heroes of this whole thing. A lot of them aren't even there because you know they don't want to spend time with their family, but a lot of them are forced to be there, and those are the ones I really commend because they're working day and night to help out. That's amazing. That's amazing. Fahad says, "Oh, I have an idea. It's funny as hell. Most of my other family have always wrapped stuff in plastic, even the sofa and stuff. You know, back in the 40s and 50s, that's what Italians did. And some Italians, the old school Italians nowadays, still have their furniture wrapped in plastic. That's a fact. But yeah, the PFD file is the one you have to view. Okay, let's check it out. PFD one. I mean the PDF, right? I guess it's this one here. Yeah, it is quite a read. I can. Let me see if I can post this. Well, I could post a link after our live stream is over to this one PDF, and you guys can look it over on your own time. Definitely, it's quite a long read. Colin Smith says can't post links, so check Dr. Eric Ding on Twitter comments. D17 Tom says you need to look up the 3MP95 models for better protection. Yeah, we're getting all kinds of reports. You know which ones are better, which ones aren't. If you guys have actually got the mask and have tried it, let us know in the comments how it is. Does it seem okay or what? Data Junkie says, I suspect the government, medical, first responders are imminent, dominating our mask supplies, which makes sense as their risk would be greatest, and if it gets bad, my sister's Wendy's would be closed anyway. Sulolo says, remember the people pass out suddenly? They said it was fake news, but I saw it online from different people. Sulolo, as I was saying, I posted many videos where people were just dropping. There is no way those are fake. I mean, why would people post videos of people just dropping? I've also posted videos of people already on the floor. The only ones I didn't post because I don't want it to be too graphic for YouTube are the ones where there's actually blood coming out of their head and different places. But it's, to me, as I said before, 99% of the videos I'm posting are real, guaranteed. Sulolo says, I need to drink lots of water. We'll be back. Yeah, so do I. I talk too much and keep forgetting to drink every once in a while. Heeb says, Data Junkie, if it gets bad, avoiding people makes the most sense. At least stock up on food. I live in the middle of nowhere, so I can easily avoid people. Yeah, that's the best thing right now is to avoid as many people as you can. I mean, it only takes one, right? All right. Data Junkie says, Mavaka, any news on the virus still mutating or change in symptoms profile today? Thank you. That's very good advice. What I went to was BNO News before I loaded up the stream, and the last update was from 7:33 this morning, and it says that there are currently 4,684 confirmed cases worldwide, including 106 fatalities. I think the last time I did the stream 2 days ago, it was at 2,000 and something, I believe, and in the 80s for fatalities. So as you can see, it's still going up very, very slowly. Again, I think these numbers though are way, way off. Let me refresh this page and see if there's been a new update. Yeah, 335. Now 4687 confirmed, 106 fatalities. So 3 more confirmed and no new fatalities in 6 hours? Sure. Okay. Heeb says there are videos of Chinese people blocking off their villages to keep outsiders out. Data Junkie, wow, Heeb, that's like Stephen King's The Stand. Data Junkie, I used an N95 when I was refinishing furniture, for what it's worth, and can say it's blocked out dust and fumes. I am thinking fumes are smaller particle size than droplets of mucus, but wouldn't know for sure. D17 Tom says, I use 3mm, 3M masks for work. The 3M 6502 specifically is what I use. These are the models with canisters. Yeah, the ones with the canisters I guess would work a lot better. Fanny says, my husband brought some home from the base yesterday. Data Junkie says, awesome, Fanny. Yeah, that's really good for you. Quake 97. Do you think that temperature checks done in airports are sufficient to limit the virus spread in other nations? In Italy, we're very worried about that. I posted a video that was of an airplane going from Hong Kong and arriving in Italy. I believe it was yesterday. They were checking temperature. It will not work, and the reason is this: you might catch one, but even if you don't, say there's 200 people on the plane, and none of them have a fever. Guess what? After they get off the plane, could be in 5 minutes, could be tomorrow, could be next week, they get the fever. So what did you measure them, take their temperature for in the airplane? They're already there, and now they got it, and you can't check them because you already did, and you thought, oh yeah, they're okay. Well, now they're not, and now the problem is in your country, you see? So Fanny says, yeah, it was nice we couldn't find any data. Yep. Data says, no, Quake, they will be symptom-free up to 14 days. Exactly. Sulolo, if there are 5 million Wuhanese out of their city, where are they now? There is no way to track where they are. How can you track 5 million people? This is why I'm saying this is it's a pandemic. It's an epidemic. Why is the World Health Organization still not calling it that? I'll tell you why. Xi Jinping's wife has some work to do with WHO. She is involved with the WHO. So they are not in a rush, especially when she is involved in it as well. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm being into like propaganda or something, but it's a fact that she does work for the WHO. Let's see, where else are we here? Data Junkie, the CDC uploaded for free an improved instant virus check, improving the Chinese one, so Italy and everyone can manufacture for more accurate viral checkpoints in airports and stuff. I heard that the States also opened 20 airports for checking, up from 3 the other day. Fahad says US, France, Austria, Canada, Japan, Malaysia, Nepal, Germany, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, India, Pakistan. This goes on. I could read off 100 more countries, and I don't think we'd still cover them all. Data Junkie says they gave the blueprints, including DNA sequencing. Quake, exactly what I supposed, so it's useless. Fahad, yes, there is flight tracker map Wuhan. I forgot how to use the website. I've checked it the other day, and there aren't that many flights coming in and out of Wuhan, but they are still coming in and out of Wuhan, even though they said they were going to shut them down. They shut down everything else in China, the movie theaters, Shanghai Disneyland, Forbidden City. Heap says, Fahad, at Fahad, if outbreak happens in Pakistan or India, we are screwed. Those countries can't deal with this. I don't think any country is prepared for this. That's the problem. Because we're misinformed. That's another problem. Fahad said, but someone was using the website to track every flight from Wuhan out. Data Junkie, Quake, they would have received the blueprints yesterday to begin manufacturing the test kits. I don't know how long that will take them, though. Fanny says, the numbers double daily. If you can believe China, only 60 have been released. That math does not compute. No, even from the videos that I've posted from the people in the hospital, that's way more than the numbers they're showing. Quake says, oh nice, thanks, Data Junkie. Data Junkie, you're welcome, buddy. Sulolo, our movie theaters closed. All 70,000 of them have been closed in China. And it has been since Friday. And the New Year's was on Saturday. The biggest the biggest time of year for movies to be released, for movie companies to make money. And yeah, they have been all shut down. Movie companies are going to lose a lot of money on this. Heap says, extremely wealthy people are more concerned with economy than with human lives. There was a nuclear incident in the U.S. once and no one was warned. Sulolo closed everywhere in China. Yep. Let me see if I can find that article. I will show you. All movie theaters closed. Chinese movie theaters are shutting down due to coronavirus outbreak. Thousands of theaters in China closed due to the dangerous coronavirus outbreak that already led to the closure of Disneyland in Shanghai. The virus originated in the city of Wuhan. However, it's spread since to other countries, including the United States. Dozens of people already died from the outbreak in China, with nearly 2,000 more infected. Again, don't believe these numbers. I think they're skewed. I think you got to add a 1 or a 2 0 to that. Okay, so where does it say about the actual movie theater? Okay, here we go. It's right here. According to Variety, the theater closures in China began over the weekend. They affected 70,000 screens and at least 6 different theater chains. And as I was saying, what's more, the news comes during the weekend of the Chinese New Year when audiences flock to the movies, similar to what happens Thanksgiving weekend in the United States. Here, how about this for a number? China usually generates, wow, that's crazy. China usually generates at least 1 billion at the box office during the week of the Chinese New Year. 1 billion. So that's what's happened there. And imagine if the States lost that kind of money, there would be total shambles. Okay, let's see where I left off here. Guys, if and gals, and everything in between, if you ever want to be a moderator and help me out, with messages and chat and whatnot, let me know. I'm definitely looking for some help because, as I said, this is just the first couple of times I started, and I'm sure as I go along, I would appreciate some help. But again, no pressure. Only if you guys are interested, let me know. Send me a message after we're done, and maybe we can talk about it. Paval says it tells you something how much countries care about us when we are out of masks even before an epidemic starts. That's very true, Paval. Sulolo, but what if the vacation ended in China? Where do people go? They need to work to take care of their families, and students need to go to school. I heard just before I started the live stream that in Shanghai, people are not allowed, I think, to go to work and school until February 9. Let me see if I can pull that one up. But I did hear about that. Shanghai back to work. It's right there. Shanghai companies in Shanghai cannot resume work before February 9. Companies in Shanghai cannot resume work before February 9 due to virus fight. That's straight from the government. Shanghai government has said companies in the city are not allowed to resume operations before February 9, an official at the municipality announced. And I don't need to follow a site that's blocking me from blocking their ads. Let me see if I can pull up another one. New York Times. But anyway, it's a lot of reputable places are saying that as well. So China's cabinet has announced it will extend the Lunar New Year holidays to February 2nd. But yeah, that one is so February 9th is when people can return to work. But that's right now, it's being delayed until February 9th. That can also change down the road. Data Junkie agrees with Sulolo. She says exactly, Sulolo. Tracy, Japan evacuating its citizens from China, Wuhan. The problem is, are they going to be allowed to get back in Japan? I know Hong Kong is getting really paranoid about letting people in from China. Data Junkie says hopefully the bug burns itself out fast. We can all hope. Data says they are reporting it survives on surfaces for 5 days, which is good, I think, because some bugs can last decades and longer even in the soil. Heap says, how many will die in Wuhan and other cities due to starvation and other medical complications? Yeah, food is another problem. If there is any food left, you'd be looking at paying 10 times the amount of what they're worth. I've been seeing videos where a stick of celery is $10 compared to when it was like 50 cents. So, but yeah, I keep putting this picture up on the video. This man deserves our endless respect. It says Dr. Lian Wudong, who was treating patients of coronavirus in Wuhan, China, gets infected while treating patients and became the first doctor to die from the new coronavirus, will be remembered for his service to mankind. And that's him there. Really, really sad. Trying to help out people, and you see, it's always the good ones that go. You know what I mean? It's just too bad. It's too bad. Okay, Fahad says, worst case scenario, we will have two live like Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob, along with the igloo. Sulolo, think about the population of China. When people have nothing to do, no income, no food, no freedom. Oh my God. Biggest, most populous country in the world. Yeah, there's a serious issue going on here. Heeb says, at Sulolo, to be honest, a lot of Europe isn't exactly free. In many places, you can get jailed for speech. Yeah, those are more like the eastern part of Europe. Am I correct, Heeb? Sulolo, as I know, bank told people in China if they own bank money, no matter what happened, they must pay back on time like usual. It's like everywhere else. Money rules everything, even people's lives. Fancy Truth, have you seen any children with this virus? I've heard of a 2-year-old who contacted the virus in China. Let me see if there's any new reports on that. 2-year-old. I believe it was in China. Oh, it was 3 coronavirus cases in Malaysia, including a 2-year-old boy. It was in Malaysia. So as young as 2 years old. At first they were saying it only affects, the elderly or whatnot, but that obviously proved not true either. Yep, 2-year-old boy in Malaysia. Heeb says, during Yugoslav wars, food was a huge issue because even when help was sent, local warlords hogged it for themselves and sold it to people. And unfortunately, Heeb, at that part of the world, it's still an issue. Sue Lolo, freedom of speech sometimes is a joke unless you come from a wealthy family. Or if you come from the Chinese government. Fanny says, ages I've seen reported, young teens and up. Yeah, well, as I showed you, it's from 2 years old and up, unfortunately. Heeb, considering how corrupt China is, I can imagine people being let out of Wuhan with bribes. If you're involved with the government, you're already out. Sulolo, infant gets sick too from Beijing. Simon, 9-month infant baby died, I think. Sulolo, oh my God, no, died infant, oh my God. Let's see. Infant China coronavirus. The youngest I heard was a 2-year-old. Baby with fever put in Hong Kong isolation. Let's check it out. China coronavirus. Baby with fever put in Hong Kong isolation ward as a precaution after father failed to reveal he works at mainland hospital. Oh, what a moron the father is. Jesus. Okay. The father did not initially tell staff about his job. Can you believe it? A worker at a mainland Chinese hospital which had patients with the Wuhan coronavirus failed to immediately tell medical staff in Hong Kong of his occupation when he took his 23-day-old baby son who had a fever for treatment. What is wrong with these parents? Oh my God. The omission could have put the lives of the baby boy as well as other infants in the ward at risk. In a statement released in the early hours of Monday, the hospital authority, which manages Hong Kong's 43 public hospitals and institutions, confirmed that the boy had been admitted to an isolation ward for treatment and coronavirus genome testing for the sake of prudence. Medical personnel would also keep a close eye on the other newborns in the ward. Earlier on Sunday, rumors of the incident were doing the rounds on social media, sparking fury and consternation among internet users. The authorities said the boy was admitted to the accident and emergency department at United Christian Hospital in Kuantan with a fever on Sunday morning. The infant had not left Hong Kong and did not have any close contact with confirmed patients carrying the coronavirus, meaning his case did not need to be reported to the health authorities. The father did not tell medical staff at the A&E department that he worked in a mainland hospital which had taken in new coronavirus patients, only declaring it to the other health workers later. Can you believe this? The authorities said the father had not reported having a fever in the past 14 days, but the hospital had taken precautionary measures and put the baby in an isolation ward. The hospital urges residents to provide accurate information to medical personnel and to work together to lower clinical risks, the statement said. China has closed off 13 cities in Hubei, while almost the entire country had declared an emergency response. Of China's more than 2,000 confirmed infections, more than half are in Hubei. I don't understand how the father did not get arrested on sight. But how do you live as a father to keep something like this quiet? It's things like this that really irk me under the skin, and just wish that people like this just didn't exist or didn't have kids. Totally not responsible. How do you have kids? That's my rant for that. I mean, that just really pissed me off. Oh my God. Okay, let's see here. ContraCoop says, ContraCoop, you seem new here. I just want to say welcome to the channel. I appreciate you joining. If anybody is new here, I would appreciate if you guys do subscribe to the channel. I will be providing live updates as often as I can. Videos I'm posting every day. You can see them on the channel. And if you hit the bell icon, you'll also be notified of when I go live and when I do post new videos. So I would appreciate it. And if you guys can give this video a thumbs up, I would appreciate that as well. ContraGroup says, better buy supplies now, masks, long-term food storage, etc. The supermarket videos from China are what you can expect here too, particularly in the cities. Where are you from, ContraGroup? But yeah, I believe it. Data Junkie. Yesterday, Channel Fallout Shelter uploaded a phone message he got from the CDC calling it survey children ages 13 years from their Department of Immunization and Respiratory Disease. So I wonder if they're concerned about young children getting sick too. Not 13 years. That should have been 1 to 3 years. Yeah, as we've read now, it's just infants. What was it, 20-something days? Unreal. Marlon says, what about the women that are in labor or going to be? Well, that's another issue. The hospitals are so overcrowded right now. We don't know what's going on over there. It's really tough to say what's going to happen to the newborns. I mean, as I've just read, 3 weeks old, and you saw what happened there. ContraCoop says, it's surprising how the media is failing to mention the virology lab in Wuhan that was publishing research on the coronavirus just months ago. It's all a cover-up. It's all quiet, hush. Again, the mainstream media is just showing you what they want you to see, and it's unfortunate. And that's what I tell people when they say to me, hey, are your videos real, or is this just like some kind of propaganda? What reason would I have to post fakeness? And I told them, like, you know what? Hey, you don't have to believe it. Go on and watch your mainstream media news. That's okay by me. I'm just trying to inform people what's really going on in there. That's all. ContraGroup also says, how much do you want to bet that animals infected with the virus were sold to the exotic meat market instead of destroyed? That's definitely a strong rumor as to how this all started as well. Okay, so I'll show this one here. Simon says. Anyways, that was no pun intended. Isn't there like around 40 plus hospitals in Wuhan, and yet they cannot fit approximately 5,000 people infected that they say got the corona? BS. It's definitely BS. Of course it's BS. 40 plus hospitals, yet they're making 2 new ones in a matter of 6 days. I said in the last live stream, I think they're building that as a cemetery, not as a hospital. Where are they going to put all the bodies? Sue Lolo, I remember I saw a video you posted today. A woman, she is sending her loved one to a hospital. At the same time, she is crying out. She is sick too. That brings me to tears. So sad for them. Yeah, and I also posted one yesterday where they're all being shipped off on a bus to get quarantined, and they don't know if they're ever going to see them again. Extremely, extremely sad. Fahad says, I know that when you have a fever, most viruses have triple existing, but does anyone know if the high temperature injures the virus? If the air contaminates food, how do we eat the food? We don't have an answer. Yeah. Simon says, do you have an email? I'd like to send you something there. It's too long to explain here. If you want to send me an email, you can send it to, as you see on the bottom left corner, it says Mavakaga exclusive. So just that way, mavakaga@gmail.com. You can send any mail, photos, videos you guys have. If you want me to post it, I'll give you guys credit for the video. Or whatever else you want to send me, send it to mavakaga@gmail.com. mavakaga@gmail.com. I'll reply to each one of you as well, provided that I'll reply to you guys on here, not through the email, because I really don't know where you're from, and who's exactly sending me what. But yeah, definitely you could email me there. Data Junkie, Fahad. I listened to an older physician from the UK yesterday, and he said the high fever assists the immune response and helps fight the virus. Sue Lolo said, I never heard Block Hole City before. I never experienced banned people from somewhere. This year, 2020, is so special of everything. It's unbelievable how this year started. It seems to happen every 100 years, and it looks like this is the year, unfortunately. Grango says, high temperatures do not affect viruses unless you're trying to autoclave or make yourself sterile, which is kind of dangerous in its own way. A lot of people claiming fakery are Chinese people who blindly believe the government or are afraid to go against the government. I agree. Grango, if you want to maintain your health well, take vitamin C's at higher doses. Recommend watching Dr. Andrew Saul. Yes, but the problem is if a virus is going to hit you, it's when you least expect it. You could be as protected as you want to be, but if it's going to happen, there's really no way to avoid it. I mean, look at all the people in Wuhan. They weren't expecting it. Data Junkie, the new hospital footage shows masonry housings about 6 to 8 feet long, so could be an incinerator for those who pass that are contaminated. That's what I was saying. Fahad says, I know that we reuse air because we have no choice in airplanes. Only problem is ventilated areas. I know we use air filters, but what about added substances, addition to help clean the air? If you're in an airplane with somebody that's infected, and as we said, and they're not infected now, it can still happen down the road within 2 weeks. Heeb says you could get a Tor-based aka Darknet mail. What do you mean by that, Heeb? Simon, they say temperature and alcohol kills it. Contra Coop, here is a link to the research article that this Wuhan virology lab published. I don't think you're able to post the. Well, you can post it and see what happens. I guess put a dot in it or something like DOT. Paval says, just read the first vaccine could be ready for testing in June. Where did you read that, Paval? Was that from a news source, or where'd you get that information from? Sue Lolo says, now there is a theory of that this virus not comes from animals. It comes from spying, humans sending it as a sample of bioweapons. Could also be from that lab, which is about, I think it was 20 miles from the market? Data Junkie, I only know of Lysol brand air freshener. It kills 99% of viruses on surface too. Contra Coop, okay, so it's nature.com/articles/nm.3985. So nature.com, okay. Data junkie. There are air purification units for homes that will clean a room, but I don't know about the antiviral filtration system in them. It could be researched though. Fahad says, okay, how about separate isolated areas like one seat is isolated like one small cube? Then you have long pipes to slow down the virus and make it harder for it to travel through the filters. Just an idea. You know what though? Guess what that costs? Money. Who's gonna pay for it? You know the governments aren't gonna pay for it. You know the cities aren't gonna pay for it. For them it's all about the money. And saving money and making money. It's not about human, not about lives. Again, unfortunately that's the reality of things nowadays. Okay, so Mancheese the Great says, great channel, just subbed. I appreciate that very much, Mancheese. Thank you very much. Welcome to the family. And as usual, we will continue to provide updates as I can get them, as fast as I can get them. And again, welcome to the channel. I really appreciate that. Sue Lolo, let us keep our immune system as healthy as we can. That is the plan, definitely. Data Junkie, I thought alcohol didn't work on most viruses and actually will kill helpful bacteria that feed on some viruses. Need to scrub with soap and running water. Definitely. Pavel says a news article which cited Russian news. Yeah, the problem with that is, Pavel, we don't really know if it's a trusted source or if, fake news, right? That's the problem. Mancheese the Great says, there's also a doctor on YouTube talking about how this new virus looks engineered. His name is Dr. Paul Cottrell. Pavel, but until the vaccine is ready for just testing, that's like 5 months. Yeah, that's unbelievable, eh? And you know what kind of damage could be done in 5 months? How many people could be... Oh, I don't even want to think about it. That's crazy. That's beyond, imagination. Oh my God. Okay, Data Junkie says, because it's mutating as it is released into nature, it's unlikely that it came from nature, but it's also from a lab. Mancheese the Great. 2 biotech companies have just signed a deal to work together on a vaccine. One company in Atlanta and the other one company in Wuhan. The problem that I've heard about any kind of needle or anything that you can get into your system, it can actually cause as a doppelganger, meaning it can double the effect of the virus and make it even double as worse. Natural viruses are fairly stable genetically, says Data Junkie. He says most information about this has to be on Chinese darknet, but I have no links to those places. I don't suggest going into those kind of things because you really don't know who's in there, and there is a lot of corrupt and governmental people within, and not just within China, but outside of China as well, that will track you down in case they need to. And as I stated in my last live stream, if you guys do use WeChat and post anything at all negatively about the Chinese government, the president, or anything else to do with the government in any way, shape, or form, if you ever plan on going to China, you're not going to be coming back to your country. They track every single letter you type on WeChat. So I would suggest just be very careful what you guys say on WeChat if you do use it. Don't talk about the government. Don't talk about this coronavirus on there, because as I said, I got that email this morning from a guy saying, oh, where did you get that video of the woman who's in confinement in the Chinese prison? And you guys just got to be very, very careful because you don't want to get involved in that kind of thing. All right, so ContraCoop says, regarding air filters, any HEPA filter will be effective. Air sprays will not work. Surface disinfectants, Lysol, alcohol, etc. will work, but only on surface. For masks, N95 is a minimum. N100 and P100 are preferred. Goggles are also necessary for those in close contact with the infected. And Data Junkie says, thank you, ContraCoop. Sue Lolo says, I heard at the SARS time, people who sending to the special hospitals, very, very few of them back after. Never heard then, but suddenly Chinese government announced they won the war on the fight of SARS. Same thing with these hospitals that they say they're making. How do we know that they're not bringing the bodies there to, rest in peace or whatever you want to call it? There's no way we will know. And even if the family members say, oh yeah, my son died, my wife died, we'll never know about it because it will not be released to the public. I mean, look at the people saying that the Chinese government saying how many people have died so far in Wuhan, something like 80 something. Oh, come on, what was it? Let me see. Oh, okay, 100 since this started. Really, 2,700 cases, which I don't believe that number either, but 100 deaths in Wuhan from 11 million people. Really? We're kidding, right? The other day I said add 1 or 2 zeros. I would say nowadays add 2 to 3 zeros from that. Anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000, and that's minimum. My opinion. Okay, I sent you a few screenshots. Thank you, Simon. I will check that after the stream, definitely. I appreciate that. Grango, what I found it weird was that it took China 10 to 15 years to get such a dangerous virus from eating live animals. They would be patterns that be added up to such conclusions. But suddenly the virus appears and they blame it on bat soup. I've heard bats, snakes, mice. It's anything to get away from the reality of things. So of course they'll say whatever they want you to believe. Oh my God. Data Junkie says Ebola makes you bleed out. Oh, I think there was a question. Sorry, I think I missed a question. Oh yeah, Marilee Roche says, what's the difference between Ebola and Corona? Data saying Ebola makes you bleed out of all orifices, eyes, ears, your organs bleed out. Corona is a respiratory virus. This one gives pneumonia, lung infection. Yep, that's exactly what the difference is between the two. Manchi's the Great. Paul Cottrell has analyzed the genome and has said that part of it is from a bat. Unless he knows that 100%, I mean, how would we know for sure that it is indeed from that, Sue Lolo says, I also read today from Wuhan, 5th hospital, 70 plus died in their hospital, and 2 departments of doctors and nurses all died in 3 hours. Guys, one hospital, one day, like hell. Yeah, as I was saying, there's no way it could be 100 when you're just saying right now, 70 plus died in the one hospital. And that doesn't even include the doctors and nurses, right? And this is all within a 3-hour span. So if that is indeed true, Sulolo, where do you get your reports from, if I may ask? Is it from someone in China, or is it from the outside world, or whereabouts are you hearing this, if I may ask? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Data Junkie, wow, Sulolo. Fahad says, personal list to house plus, etc. Forget that. Sulolo says, lots of doctors and nurses are from school, are working now. They are young. Simon, there's something about that genome in my mail. Man, Cheese the Great says he has compared the genomes. That's how he knows. Okay, that would be an interesting read. Definitely, I'll check that out after we're done the live stream as well. Let's update this webpage. I don't think it'll be another one, but from 3:35, which was less than an hour ago, still 3:35, 100 deaths. I bet you at this rate, by the way they're posting it, it's going to take at least half a year before it reaches 1,000, which is a joke in itself. Paval says it can be from bat, even if it would be man-made. Genetic engineering and such. Like I said, nowadays anything is possible. With this virus, we don't really know how it started, and nobody has told us how it started. Of course, there's going to be opinions, and I would rather wait for the full facts, if ever we will get it. Contra Coop says, one thing the public does not realize, SARS was most deadly among young and healthy patients because it provoked a very strong immune response, causing pneumonia and septic shock. Simon, genome of that virus shell is identical to one that was reported in 2018 by Chinese military hospital. Data Junkie says, yes, at ContraCoop, it used the weapon of our immune system against us. Sebastian, more than 100,000 infected. Hey, thanks for your post, Sebastian. I don't know if you're new here or if you've been around for a while, but if you're new, I want to welcome you to the channel, and I'd appreciate it if you do subscribe, and welcome to the family. Wouldn't mind having you aboard. Sue Lolo says, always like that. When dancers come, chairman, the head office people, they stay away. Junior, go to the front line. In the end, who will be thumbs up? The head office man. Dangerous. Yeah, I posted a few videos of the second in command there walking around saying, oh, you guys are doing a good job. You know, keep up the good work. Blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, him and the Xi Jinping are out having the party celebrating their Chinese New Year, not having a care in the world. So, of course, the ones that are sacrificed are the lambs. It's always been like that in China, and it will always be like that. It will never change. Manchis says, I was trying to put Paul's video link, but no links allowed. Manchis, if you just want to put his name on the chat, and then people can just search by his name, and then they can just check it out that way. That'd be the easiest way. I live in a country where mass murder was hidden by communist government for decades after the war. Death toll is easy to hide and suppress. Where are you from again, Heb? Is it Eastern Europe? Sulolo, dangerous comes. Old man, seniors, power man, they stay away. Exactly. Sebastian with the thumbs up. Manchi's the great. There is also a great video about the social culture atmosphere that makes the spread of this virus worse. Yeah, as I said, Manchis, if these videos are legit, as you claim they are, just post the name of the channel in the comments. I have no problem with that. The only reason why I block links from the chat is because I don't want anybody like start spamming, or if somebody just comes in and starts spamming their own channel or whatever. You know what I mean? So I just do it as a safety measure, and that's why I was saying eventually down the road I'm going to be looking for moderators who can help me out with that. And then I could, of course, allow links in the channel, and the ones that are not spam will be able to stay. But there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to spam and stuff, so I would need help with that. So again, if you guys want to be a moderator down the road for me, that'd be great. Send me an email telling me that you would be interested. Again, the email address is mavakaga, MAVAKAGA, just like it's spelled there in the bottom left corner of the screen, at gmail.com. All right, and then of course I'll get back to you on that. All right, so let's continue with your guys' comments. By the way, you guys have a lot of great questions and comments, and I'm not just saying that. These are really, really informative, and a lot of people are being educated just from you guys' comments. I really appreciate all you guys. Okay, so Data Junkie says, yeah, China is losing billions a day just by the movie theaters being closed. Obviously, they're lying about death count to go to such extremes. Exactly. Heb says, basically, we had between 20,000 and 100,000 people killed after Second World War, and it took 50 years for people to find out. Tia Spears says, love your channel, just subbed the other day. Tia, that's really nice of you, and I always thank each and every one that says, great things about the channel. And as I said, of course, I admit these videos are not like, top-notch, high-quality broadcast videos or whatever, but from what I have, that's all I can provide, and that's what I'm trying to do, just help out, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I keep saying it over and over again, but I can't thank each one of you enough for following me and for giving me these thumbs up and giving me these compliments. It really means a lot. Manchi's the Great. Okay, so it's Paul Cottrell. So Paul space Cottrell. So you guys, I would recommend go check it out, see what he has to say. I have no problem with that. Heb, Slovenia. You can Google Huda Jama. We had 700 plus hidden mass graves. Yeah, I know about that, and it was sad to see. But there's so many of these going on in the world nowadays. It's just so hard to keep up. We always hear the bad things. There's so few good things in life anymore. That's why you guys always have to think about, yourself and the family. Cherish what means the most to you guys, because in the end, that's what's going to always be there, no matter what. Sometimes we just need to take a break from all this bad news and focus on the family, keeping them safe. But the only thing with that is now we need to know how to keep safe from such kind of viruses. But in the end, like I said, just take care of yourselves and the family. That's always the most important thing in life. That's all that matters. Forget money, forget, cars, houses, whatever else. I know everything's like nice to have, but in the end, it's the family that matters most. That's the end of that rant. Okay, so Sulolo says, from the religious side, these kind of horrible things happen because of lots of negative thoughts, negative things all humans did. This is the punishment from up above. It's funny. It's just what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was just saying. We think alike, Sulolo. Great minds think alike, I guess. Fahad says, outdoor greenhouse alongside 2 doors. First door acts as a barrier. High pressure air cleans the doorway, small area. Third door gives entry to a shower. After showering, another door is the greenhouse. Data Junkie says, Sulolo, it's certainly starting to look like this. Will be of biblical proportion. We'll have to keep the watch. Yeah, I don't know how many of you guys are all religious and stuff, but I think in every religion, we all have to look to the person above and just hope for the best. We can't control our destiny, you know what I mean? Only the one above can. Whichever God you may believe in, or whatever you believe in, whatever faith, it's all real. Sulolo, love, peace, no war, kindness, selfishness is what we need to do. Exactly. The only problem is, not everybody will see it that way. And again, we're going right back to where this all began and why this all began. Chinese government. They will never have any of those things you just said. Love, peace, no war, kindness, selfishness. It's all opposite when it comes to that. Fahad, idea, Data Junkie, good idea, Fahad. Simon, to be honest, we will know its true ineffectiveness once it starts to spread in some country that won't hide information on the virus. Simon, I don't know, because in Toronto, as they just got their first 2, there still isn't that much information about it. And the information they're giving us is just recycled every hour. They say the same thing over and over and over again. As the videos I posted, you will never see that in Canada, those kind of videos. The videos they were showing yesterday about those 2 that were in the hospital, they show the outside of the hospital building and say, oh, this is the live look of the hospital building where they are in. Who cares? I can just Google the name of the hospital and take a look at the photo of the hospital from the outside too. What does that teach me? Besides absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sebastian, look at the flight trackers. Tons and tons of planes going in and out. Nice quarantine. Yeah, and even if they do, check each and every person on each and every plane, doesn't mean they're going to catch anybody. Because again, it could take up to 2 weeks. Data Junkie, I have to bounce. Thank you for the chat and great advice. Take care, everyone. Data Junkie, you have a great day. Make sure you stay safe, and welcome back anytime, okay? Take care, my friend. Fanny says, take care, Data. Fahad, see you, Data Junkie. Simon, also, which country would be the worst one to have this virus spread? Personal guess would be India. Huge population, low quality of living and hygiene for most. I would say China, because that's where it's happening. And look how many people they have. So it's not that which would be the worst to have it spread. It's already there. It's already happening. Fanny says India would definitely be a disaster. Heeb says that Simon, information is hard to spread when there are ways to shadow ban people or remove their information within minutes or even seconds based on algorithms. Yeah, that's why it's so hard to post these videos that I keep posting. It's hard to get these videos and to confirm that they're real. And even if they're, even if people think that they're not real, again, I just want people to be informed as to what's going on. compared to the mainstream media and what they're saying, you know. So, all right, let's see what else we have. Fahad says, if you have to throw away every hazmat suit, damn, that cost rises. Can you wash those suits? No, I believe hazmat suits you can only throw away. Tia says, another presumptive case in BC, Canada. To be or not to be, made in China. Tia, where did you hear this? Was this just recent, or was this from earlier today? I would love to check out that article. If where did you hear about that? To another presumptive case in BC, Canada. Okay. Fanny says, if it weren't already a situation, they would not be building 2 hospitals within a week in China. That speaks in of itself. As I said, Fanny, I believe those hospitals aren't really hospitals, but more like a burial ground. I don't see them building that so fast in 6 days for patients that are looking for help. No way. Where are they going to get all the doctors from, too, then? Sue Lolo, February 4th is the day of keys. I hope the virus will stop making more people sick. Day of keys? What is that? I never heard of that. Let me check that out. February 4. I guess that's in China. February 4, day of keys. No, I don't see that anywhere, Sulolo. What is that exactly? Is it KEYS, or is it maybe spelled a different way, or what exactly is that? Simon, 3 new cases in Germany. All of them had contact with patient number 1 at some point. Manchese, I'm from BC too. Oh, so we do have some Canadians on board today. Fahad, another case is also in Kansas, by the way. Manchese, we have a massive Chinese population here. Yeah, I think that the 2 main cities, or the 2 main places where there's the most Chinese, is Vancouver and Toronto in Canada. To be or not to be says exports affected. He's asking exports affected. I think anything you buy from Amazon right now, there are a lot of sellers that are from China that get shipped from Amazon. You got to really be careful what you're buying and where it's coming from. But even so, even if you go to a Walmart, you will notice how many things were made in China. It is about 90% of the products that Walmart sell is made in China. Next time you go, take a look at the tags, but make sure you wear gloves when you're doing this, and make sure you wash your hands thoroughly with soap over and over again after you touch such things. People tend to forget. It's an easy thing to forget. You go places and touch this, touch that. You go to eat at a fast food place, your fingers go on the food goes in your mouth. Next thing you know what happens from there. Tia Spear says 2 hours ago, Global News reported 1 new presumptive case in Canada, BC. All right, let's take a quick look. One hour ago, yep, there you go, from CTV News. So that's the first one, right? First one. BC confirms province's first presumptive positive case of new coronavirus. The first positive case of novel coronavirus has been detected in British Columbia, health officials confirmed Tuesday. The BC Centre for Disease Control said 1 patient appears to be infected with the newly discovered coronavirus and is currently in isolation at home. The individual is a 40-year-old male who travels to China regularly and was in Wuhan City on his most recent trip, official says. He lives in the Vancouver Coastal Health Region. Sounds very much like the one from Toronto. But I think the one from Toronto is over 50. This one's 40. The man was monitoring his own symptoms carefully, and his family is also being monitored. Sounds exactly like the Toronto one. Right now, the man's case is considered presumptive positive because confirmation is done by a second test, just like they did in the Toronto case. And then the day later, I think it was, they said that yeah, he was positive. Wow, see, spreading, not just country to country, but now province to province, city to city, state to state. Unreal. Sue Lolo says February 4th is an important day. The virus has been controlled or not, we will know. But what's the date called? Is it like a certain holiday or something? Because I remember that they said the Chinese New Year was supposed to end on February 2nd or 3rd, right? And now they're saying it's delayed until February 9. You can't go back to work in Shanghai or school even. Heeb says if China takes a dive, all electrical goods will take a massive hit. A lot of stuff will take a massive hit if China halts productions and everything else, or if the states don't want to do any kind of trading with them currently. But the states have been very, very hush-hush about this. Trump hasn't really mentioned anything about it. Again, makes you wonder why. Simon, packages and products are said to be safe. Let's hope so. We don't really know yet. That's the only thing. You gotta be careful. Sue Lolo, because if we count the days of the corona happened, February 4th or around that day, we will know the rest of the virus power and where it is going. The virus map of the world. Oh, okay. So you're talking about the 2 weeks after. But I've heard that the first case was actually back in December, mid-December or something. But nobody mentioned it or talked about it. Fahad said, what is your common routine for every day? What products do you use and eat mostly? What would affect you within these categories? Functionality. Some people need support due to medical conditions, habits. It's we need to be like North Korea and make everything in-house. Well, then we would just be a communist country, and then if you want to be like North Korea, you're going to be paying a lot for very little, if you know what I mean. So, common routine. I don't know if we need to change anything or just try to keep living our daily life, because there's going to be times now where you're going to think, hey, you know what? I wanted to go to this place and have a good time, spend time with family and friends. Now I don't know if I should go because of this coronavirus. It's much like a terrorist attack, when you're afraid of a terrorist attack, you don't want to go out. You want to stay home and be safe. But how many times have we heard stories of like drive-by shootings where people shoot through a window and accidentally kill somebody? So nowadays I don't think we're safe anywhere. And again, that's the reality. 2020. We're not in like the 1800s anymore, or the 1900s, early 1900s, where we didn't have to think of such things. I don't know if a lot of it has to do with like the internet taking over, computers taking over, governments just getting more and more powerful. Who knows? But it's a scary world to live in right now. Heeb says North Korea is also poor because it was economically blocked off by other nations. Michael, do you think there are 100,000 infected, like mentioned in some of those videos? Michael, I think you're new here. I haven't seen your name or any posts from you yet, so I just want to say welcome to the channel. Do I think there are 100,000 infected? I believe so. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know if, like I said, you just joined us. It shows that there's about 2,800 cases. I would add a couple of zeros at least to that. So, yeah, 100, 200,000. That seems more like reality to me. Yes, that's infected. Dead, I don't know, but it's much higher than they're reporting. Again, maybe add 1 or 2 zeros to that one. Sue Lolo, still very confused about where did all this begin. Suddenly it comes, suddenly it's exposed, suddenly blocked, suddenly panicked everybody. If we knew where it began, we would know how to finish it. But if we don't know how it starts, there's no way to know how this is going to end. Sebastian, could it be population control? I've heard that from about 6 or 7 different people asking the same question. It's a very good question, and it's a definite possibility. Brandon says, at Michael, have you even thought about where people have gotten those numbers? Yeah, everywhere you look, you're going to get a different number. So again, it's all a matter of opinion and who you want to believe. If you believe the China government, then this is like nothing. This is like a joke still. If you want to believe a more realistic, stat, a lot of people are in a lot of trouble. A Flemish says 3 new cases in Germany just in. It's going to get out of hand quicker and quicker. Fahad says, then again, some lands have lots of resources like Pakistan. We have a large quality of raw materials and salt plus etc. I guess it depends on the land and the governing leaders. Correct. Sulolo, I need a basement for end of the world or for something bad happen like right now. I don't think we need to go to those measures just yet. But that's more like for like a nuclear bomb or something. You would need like some kind of shelter. I don't think we're at that point yet. Fanny says, I don't think China has ever given any factual numbers for sure. Sadly, I think as it spreads outside China, we will get more actual numbers. Fanny, I've heard that a while ago. Anytime there's a disaster that happens in China, I think they could only limit the amount of number they can say died. I think that number is around 1,200 or something. So even if 10,000 people died, their limit that they would say that died is 1,200. I think it's 1,200 and something, like 1,200 and something. I remember seeing that before. There was a huge train derailment where there was like thousands and thousands of people that died, and the Chinese government said something like, "Oh, it's this true devastation. Or 123 people died today," which was unbelievable amount of lies. That number was just brutal. Heeb says 100,000 infected justifies closing off a city of 11 million. 3,000 infected would justify closing off just a small portion of the city. Exactly. And this is what people need to understand. How can so many people be in a city and you're shutting down the whole city for 11 million people over 1 or 2,000 people or 3,000 people infected? Come on. You guys are smarter than that. I'm glad to see that my people that are following me here and on my channel actually know what they're talking about. They're well informed. I commend all you guys. Fahad says, we have spy agencies in each country. Why no one takes out China and Israel? Sad. Sulolo, 2020 is a leap year, so maybe that is one of the mystery reasons. It's possible. You know what? Nowadays I wouldn't rule anything out. Brandon, thanks for the coverage. There's a suspected case about an hour from me, so I'm going to go out and buy more masks. Be right back. Brandon, be safe, and thanks for coming along. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? Appreciate it. Heeb, at Fahad Malik, spy agencies like Mossad? Fahad says no. Michael, I'm from Germany and new here. This morning there was the first reported infection. Now it's 3 more infections that are related to this guy or the Chinese woman who infected patient 0. That might be, just breaking news. I heard that as well. Fahad, like the CIA, MI6, and etc., like those ones. Nameless voice. The cases have to be close to 300,000 by now. Yeah, at least, right? Tom111, are you Chinese? Are you asking me if I'm Chinese? Tom, welcome to the channel as well. Radley, it's good that there are no coronavirus in Philippines. I don't know about that, Radley. I think there was some cases. Let me check again. This is this website's called BNO News, like a B like Bob, N like Nancy, O like open, news.com. If you guys want to check this out, it gets updated hourly or every second hour, but I know the numbers aren't, exact, but at least it gives you some kind of idea. This is really the only website I can find that has these kind of numbers. Philippines, if I scroll down, international. Oh, they didn't say anything about Philippines here. It's Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia. I thought I heard somewhere that there was one in the Philippines, wasn't it? Wasn't there a 3 or 2-year-old? Where was that? Malaysia, maybe. Well, hopefully there isn't anything in Philippines, but I have a bad feeling it's going to be spreading to many, many countries, not just Philippines. Okay, so Tia says, I agree, Sulolo. A basement would be a good idea in case it gets really bad and there are food shortages and such. In case of looters, you'd have a place to hide. Yeah, some kind of bunker or something. Simon, okay, I'll be going. Bye. Simon, you have a great day, okay, and be safe. Brandon, subscribed. I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much, Brandon. Glad to have you on board. Join the family. Welcome. Fahad says, bye. Simon, Tom, who else found him from Reddit? Who, me? Me. I don't know if that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Beetlejuice, but that sounded so like Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show. Anyways, Tia says, Brandon Daniels, where do you live? Radley's got to go. Radley, take care of yourself and your family. As I said, stay safe, my friend. Fahad, haha, same here. Bye, Radley. Tom, yes, I'm asking you. You don't sound Chinese. Love the channel, by the way. I appreciate the compliment. And no, I'm not Chinese, so that's why I don't sound it. No, I'm not Chinese. But I do know, people in China, and I do know the language as well. But no, I'm not Chinese. Sebastian, it looks like there are no more N95 masks available on Amazon. Yeah, Sebastian, as I was saying a couple days ago, I've also looked at different hardware stores, paint stores, and pharmacies, and they were all sold out. It's going to be hard to find, and even if you do find them, you're going to be probably paying 10 times the amount of what they're worth nowadays. That's, again, people just trying to make money off of a dire situation. And you usually find these kind of people in these kind of times, unfortunately. Brandon at T.S. Spears, Kansas, so Brandon's from Kansas. Brandon, yeah, you tried to provide a link, right? All right, I'll be able to show this one since it does seem to be it's from KCTV. All right, so if you guys want to check out Brandon's link there from KCTV, that's a news channel, I believe, in, where is that? Kansas, right? Kansas City. It should be KCTV, Kansas City Television, I'm assuming. Agent Toe says they are seriously price gouged. Yeah, it's people wanting to make a buck, no matter which way, A dollar is a dollar, I guess, and if you can profit from people's misery, that's on them. I mean, in the end, karma's going to catch up to everybody, so if they want to take that chance and pay the piper later, they're gonna do just that. But I believe in karma, so they'll get what's coming to them, right? Tom says, dude, you have over 1 million video views and only 800 subs. Yeah, there was one of the videos from the doctor in the hospital who was on the phone crying and telling the person on the phone he just wants to go home and spend New Year's with his family. That's the video that got the most views. And at that time when I posted it, I think I had like 200 subscribers or something, and that boosted me up to over 800 now. So yeah, it's not easy to get subscribers on YouTube, but if you do it the right way, just post whatever information you want to post that's interesting and that's informative, and people will come along and join you. And that's what I'm noticing even on the live chat. People are appreciating the kind of talk we're having, the kind of help and support we're trying to give each other, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Hopefully more and more subs will come on board, and more people can get educated, and we could all learn together from each other. So yeah, that's what happened there. Fahad said, will any of you flee your local area if it gets infected and go to another location? I'm not sure where we can go, because if every country ends up getting this problem, this virus, where are we going to go? There's nowhere to go. You're just going from one place to another that has it. So I don't think I'll be going anywhere. Unless we were in China, then of course we'd want to get out. But that's not the case, so there's really nowhere else to go. Colin Smith, thanks for the information. Ordered N95 masks here in New Zealand, $10 each. Be prepared, folks. Yeah, if you can get them, even. Sulolo says, I think a government who serve their people and take care of their people, do everything they could, put themselves in some same situations, the world would be much safer. Depending on the country, I mean, not every government is corrupt. Of course, nobody likes the government in which they live, but there's a huge difference between a government such as North Korea or China and a lot of other countries. So if you said you were in Italy or Canada or the States, we don't have it that bad. You know what I mean? Tom says, should I be worried? I live in the UK. As long as you take safety precaution measures, you're doing everything you can. But if something's going to happen, we can't control it. You know what I mean? You can only be as safe as you can be by protecting yourself, doing the right things. Fahad says, hey Tom, I'm in the UK too. The op guys in the UK are bastards. Do not listen to them. What do you mean by OP? Sorry, I'm not following you there. Heeb says, Fahad, my local area is safe. I live in a country with strict gun laws, but there are tons of hunters in my rural area. They are great people and would share if needed. Colin, yes, Tom, this is spreading fast. Michael says, try to think about a disease that spreads nearly as fast as this. This is a new thing. I hope there will be many, many more videos that show what happens in China. I don't know if you subscribe to me, Michael, but I have been posting about 10 to 12 videos daily of what's going on inside China. So if you want to check them out, feel free to subscribe, and you'll always be updated with the newest videos that I've been posting, as well as live streams that I'll be doing. This is my only second live stream that I've done, and so far I've been getting positive responses from it. So if you guys do like these live streams, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video, okay? I would appreciate that very much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do so, because like I said, we can help each other out. I'll continue to provide live streams and videos for each and every one of you, so we can stay informed as to what's really going on inside China, not from the outside. All right, so Stannis, welcome to the channel. He says, thank you for the information. You're very welcome, my friend. Just make sure you stay safe. Sebastian, let's go to SpaceX. Yeah, how do we get there? Can't drive. Fanny, is it spreading quickly because normally a virus does not spread during the incubation period, whereas this one does? I believe it's spreading at an enormous rate, and that's why the numbers are nowhere close to what they're saying. Fahad said, what if we adopt a Walking Dead-like morale? Haha, please God, no. Yeah, really, no. Tom asking, where do you live? Fahad says, top guys. Tom, how do you pronounce your channel name? You can pronounce it any way you want, but the way I would say it is Mava Kaga. Mava Kaga. I know it sounds a little bit too MAGA, which is Make America Great Again, but no, it has nothing at all to do with that, believe me. I had this name from a long time, and yeah, it's a slang in a different language, but it's MAVAKAGA, Mavakaga. Fahad says, overpowered top officials. All right, thanks, Fahad. Yep, gotcha. Sulolo, YouTube is not for people living in China. They were blocked. I don't understand. What do you mean you don't understand? What is it you're not understanding? The videos that are coming out, or what? D17 Tom says, wow, your first live stream was my first time watching you. Not talking much because I'm working. No problem, Tom. If you, it's here for you. Anytime you want to shoot a comment, or if you just want to listen in, either way, you're all welcome here. So you watched? So you mean you were during my first live stream as well? Oh, that's cool. So I guess you're a part of the team now, huh? Sue Lolo, North Korea will block everything from outside, but why China? I think China and North Korea are almost the same thing, as far as governments go, and the way they rule people. But again, that's just my opinion. I've gotten flack from some people, saying that I shouldn't be talking like this or something. But you know what? If I don't do it, who will? Fahad, I have the best idea for what we should have done for the flights. One, isolate every passenger from the Wuhan flight. They then do blood tests and check every one of them. But it's too late. Look how many people already fled. So it's too late. And I'm sure this was already been mentioned before, and nobody did anything from it. You know what I mean? So, Agent Toast, I am off too. My local Algreens in West Virginia, I guess that is, to see if there are any N95s. All right, Agent. Yeah, good luck trying to find them, and let me know on our next live stream if you were able to get them, how much they were, and what kind did you get, if you got the right ones or which ones you got. Take care, Agent. Hibatsu Lolo says people can watch YouTube from China using VPN or using the Tor browser and a darknet copy of YouTube which exists. Yeah, there's ways around everything, even in China. D17, make America vegan again, keep America great again. I guess that's a good way of remembering the channel name, but again, I got nothing to do with that, if you know what I mean. Colin says, gotta go, but thank you. Stay safe. Colin, you make sure, again, have a good night. Stay safe as well, my friend, and take care of you and your family, okay? Michael, I was never worried about what my life will look like in the next 4 weeks. Ordered masks and gloves on Amazon. Hope they arrive in time. Yeah, who would have thought about any of this like a month ago, right? Just before New Year's. Like, who would have predicted anything like this? This is something that you just can't even think about, can't even, imagine. It's unreal. It's unreal. Have we learned nothing from this game? Close all harbors and airports immediately. What's this? Oh, this is some kind of game that they're comparing the virus to. This just in. United Airlines says it will soon temporarily suspend its daily direct flights between Dulles and Beijing. I think he meant Dallas. Due to significant decline in demand for travel to China. From where? Between where? What's Dulles? Oh, Washington Dulles International Airport. So Tom Russi on Twitter, he's from ABC7, says, United Airlines says it will soon temporarily suspend its daily direct flights between Dulles and Beijing due to significant decline in demand for travel to China. Oh, that can shake things up. This flight by United from Beijing to Dulles will not run from February 3rd through February 8th, and the company's flight from Dulles to Beijing will not run from February 2 to 7. United is leaving open the possibility it will suspend flights longer than that, depending on what happens. Flights to China are off due to decline in ticket sales or fear of dying. Good, if our government won't shut it down, hopefully the free market will. Proactive would have been preferable to reactive. Due to declining demand, not because it's the smart thing to do. Greed is killing us. Exactly what we were talking about before. Money rules everything. Decline in demand. I bet there is a lot of demand for Beijing to Dallas. That's for sure, to get out of there. Leave it to the free market. This is clever. I didn't see this option. Very risky letting others get the job done and explaining. Can't understand why. United suspending flights to China because it's cost prohibited rather than a health hazard? Got it. Good choice. Sooner or later, we won't need that many planes anymore. Good call, but it should be the call for the health safety of the world to stop travel from China or anyone who has recently been there, not because seats are empty. Spread of this unknown NCOV 2019 should be taken more seriously until we know more. Well, that's pretty breaking news. That was 2 hours ago. And there's the one that you guys were talking about earlier. Germany reports 3 new cases of coronavirus. in addition to one person being infected by a visiting woman from Wuhan, China. This means the virus is spreading rapidly between humans. All 4 infected people in Germany never went to China. Yeah, that's how easy it can spread. Scary indeed. Andy says, anyone watched Pandemic on Netflix as it predicts this type of outbreak? I was talking about that in my first live stream the other day. Yeah, you guys should check out Pandemic. It's very interesting, especially at this time. Tom says, what are the odds of dying if you get the virus? I believe pretty high. Like I'm saying, like in the 90% high. I am off, guys. God bless. Sulolo, take care of you, yourself, your family, and everybody that means the most to you. Stay protected for the love of God. All right. Tom 11. Why do some people die and not others? Well, we don't know who died and who didn't, right? So there's no way to answer that one. Andy thought France ran out of masks. A lot of places have run out of masks, unless you're willing to pay 10 times the amount for one. Fahad says, if the population is infected, steps to prevention 101, isolation for every person in the country, frequent tests over the weeks, area scanned and documented plus sanitation, new living quarters for each one. The odds are quite high. Sebastian, maybe the simulation is coming to an end life. Fahad, best idea is to prep your immune system, then be prepped. LOL, this is no sword art online, Sebastian. Let's show this one, Michael. I read an article that claimed the coronavirus to be less harmful than the normal flu. This is some fine BS in my opinion. But at the moment, the German government say there's nothing to worry about, LOL. Every government is downplaying this, still to this day. I agree with you. The world as we know it, 2020. Contagion is better. I watched it on Netflix the other night and was blown away. Both are really good, Contagion and Pandemic. I suggest if you guys do have time, check them both out. If not one or the other. I mean, I like them both, so they're both really good. All right, guys, I'll go on for about maybe 10 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day. A couple of things I want to run by you guys. If you guys want more live streams with different breaking news, such as the earthquake that happened today, or Kobe Bryant's plane crash the other day, the helicopter, let me know, and I'll try to do my best to create different live streams for different events. Or if you guys just want me to focus on the coronavirus for now, we can do that as well. Let me know what you guys' thoughts and opinions are on that, as well as if you guys are interested in becoming a moderator for the channel. As I believe as I grow, I'll be looking for more and more help. If you guys are interested in becoming a moderator, send me an email at mavakagaso, MAVAKAGA, just like it's spelled at the bottom left corner of the screen, at gmail.com. And I'll definitely be appreciative of that as well. All right, so yeah, a few more minutes, and then we'll call it an end to the stream for now. Okay. Heeb says coronavirus is at least 5% lethal, even according to their own claims. Yeah, I believe that. Tom, good time to buy life insurance. I don't know. Yeah, if you're willing to pay a premium, they probably spiked up the premium costs on that now too. Fahid says, Tom, you want to look at a couple of links. Do you have an email? I will send you some links. It's late here in Europe, so I was about to tune out anyways. 11 p.m. here and 10 p.m. in UK. Heeb, I appreciate you coming by. So like I said, if you want to subscribe to the channel, that way you can be notified of whenever we post something new. I would appreciate that. But in the meantime, make sure you take care of yourself and your family, okay? If you guys want to post links, try to post it with, like, instead of putting the dot, like the period, put it in as DOT, and then I'll check it out, and if it flies, I'll post it on here. Not a problem. All right? I just want to prevent people from spamming the channel with, or spamming the comments with links that are, like, not relevant to what we're talking about. That's the only reason. As being a new live streamer, I don't know, how to control it very well. So that's really the only way I can do it right now, is just by blocking everything that comes out. Fahad says, oh wait, what goggles should we get? You guys, girls, have any ideas? What do you guys recommend as far as goggles? I've heard anything from even like swimming goggles are okay, because if the swimmers wear them to keep the water out of their eyes, it seems to work pretty good. So I don't know what kind of swimming goggles, but I would recommend possibly even swimming goggles should be okay. All right, everybody, I'm going to call it an end to the stream. It's been a blast. We've been on for about, I don't know, an hour and 45 minutes, I believe, close to 2 hours. The first live stream I did was I think it was 2.5 hours. But yeah, let's call it a day, and we'll come back either tonight, like in 6-7 hours, or tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'll come back with another live stream soon. Continue to subscribe. You will keep getting notifications. Hit the bell icon. I'm going to continue to post videos from China, what's going on there. I hope you guys are staying as safe as possible, as protected as possible. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me today and any other time. Again, let's take care of each other. Let's support each other, talk to each other, and just love one another, all right? Guys, gals, everything in between. This is Mavakaga saying, take care of yourselves, and we'll talk again very, very soon. Peace out, everybody.